Hello dear students, in this video we will learn how to derive kinematic equations using calculus method. Let us write the initial conditions. When the time is 0 second, the object is at 0 meter, x is equal to 0 meter, and the initial velocity of the object is u meter per second. The object accelerates with an uniform acceleration a for time t seconds, and it acquires a speed v meter per second. V is final velocity and the total distance travelled in this process is x. Now, I want to derive these three equations. One is v is equal to u plus a t, x is equal to ut plus half a t square, v square equal to u square plus 2ax. Let us think a little. I want to derive v equal to u plus a t. I need v. So, what I will do? I know that integration of dv is v. So, for example, so what is integration of dx? Integration of dx, I can write it as integration of 1 into dx, correct? No? Integration of 1 into dx. We know that integration of a constant with respect to x is constant into x, or it is 1 into x, or that is x. What does it mean? Integration of dx is x, and I want to now derive v is equal to u plus a t. I want to get v, so I should somehow get dv, so that integration of dv is v. So, what I will do? I will consider an equation wherein there is dv. Okay. We know that acceleration is equal to dv by dt. Instantaneous acceleration is dv by dt. See, here I got dv. Okay. Integration of dv will give me v. I will rearrange this equation. So, dv is equal to a into dt, Now, I should integrate this equation on both sides. Integrating on both sides, what happens? Integrating on both sides of the equation. Integration of dv is equal to integration of a with respect to t. Velocity changes from, see, we know the initial condition. Initially the velocity was u meter per second, finally the velocity is v meter per second. Velocity changes from u to v. How does time change? Initially the time is 0 seconds, finally the time is t. The time changes from 0 to t. Okay. Now, what is integration of dv? Integration of dv is v, okay, between the limits u and v, that is equal to, here a is constant, because we already know that in this situation it is uniformly, object is uniformly accelerated. So, acceleration is constant. So, you can take this acceleration and you keep it outside the integral symbol. So, a into integration of dt between the limits 0 and t. So, what is integration of dt? Integration of dt is t, a into t between the limits 0 and t. How to apply limits here? In the place of v, first you apply the upper limit minus, then you apply the lower limit. So, here what happens? V minus u is equal to a into, here also what happens? First you apply the upper limit t minus, then you apply the lower limit 0, and usually what happens is when the lower limit is 0, you can just ignore the later term. So, what happens here? V minus u is equal to a t, or v is equal to u plus a t. This is first equation of motion. These are Newton derived equations of motion using calculus method. Okay. Now, we will derive second equation of motion using the same technique. We wanted to derive v is equal to u plus a t, we needed v. So, we chose an equation wherein there is dv. Okay. Now, we want to derive an equation for x. So, what we will do? We will choose an equation wherein there is dx, which is that equation, velocity is equal to dx by dt, instantaneous velocity is equal to dx by dt, and here we have dx and if you integrate dx you will get x. So, that is the hint. Okay. So, dx is equal to v into dt. We will follow the same technique once again, integrating on both sides, integrating on both sides, integrating on both sides. What happens? Integration of dx is equal to integration of v into dt. X position changes from 0 to x, initial position is 0, finally it travels a distance x, we have written there. Time changes from 0 to t. Now, what we need to observe here is, see in this equation there is u initial velocity and there is a. Here we can't see u here or a here, we should somehow bring that initial velocity and acceleration terms in this equation. What we can do is, we have already derived v is equal to u plus at. Na? So, what we will do? We will substitute u plus at in the place of v. So, what happens? Integration of dx, I will do that integration. Integration of dx is x between the limits 0 and x is equal to, I will substitute for v, integration of u plus at with respect to t between the limits 0 and t. So, what is the next step? So, integration of u with respect to t plus integration of at with respect to t. I will erase this. What I can write? Integration of u with respect to t plus integration of at with respect to t. 0 to t, limits are between 0 to t. Now, u, what is u? U is initial velocity, that is constant. Initial velocity cannot change in the given situation. So, what I can do? I can write this u outside, then integration of dt is t. Okay. And here a is constant, because we are discussing uniform acceleration, a is constant. Okay. What is integration of t with respect to t? So, we have an equation, integration of x power n with respect to x is equal to x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So, here what happens to integration of t with respect to t? Integration of t with respect to t, what happens? This looks like t power 1 now. So, what happens? Integration of t power 1 is t power 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. So, this is 2 by 2, t square by 2. Okay. So, here in LHS I have x minus 0 is equal to x is equal to u into integration of dt is t between the limits 0 and t plus a is outside, integration of t with respect to t is t square by 2 between the limits 0 and t. I have already told you, if the lower limit is 0, you can just ignore the lower limit substitution. So, what we will get now is x is equal to ut plus half a t square, and we got second equation of motion. Now, we will derive the third equation of motion, that is v square equal to u square plus 2ax using calculus method. We will use the same technique. So, what we have done to use first equation, we want to derive an equation for v. So, I chose an equation wherein there is dv, so that integration of dv is v. In the second case, I wanted to derive equation for x. So, we chose one equation wherein there is dx, so that integration of dx is x. Now, in the third equation of motion, I want to derive this, now v square equal to u square plus 2ax. So, in this equation there is v square. Okay. We know that integration of v, see what is integration of x with respect to x? It looks like x power 1. So, x power 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. So, that is x square by 2. So, integration of x with respect to x is x square, that x square term comes. Okay. So, if v square has to come in my equation, somewhere there has to be v. So, that integration of v with respect to v is v square by 2. so that I can get into this equation. So, I will once again choose this equation v is equal to dx by dt, or and one more thing is, see, integration of x with respect to x is x square. Okay. So, if I have to get v square, then I should integrate v with respect to v, then only I will get v square. Okay. So, what happens in this equation, there is v, but there is no dv. So, what we will do, we will somehow introduce dv in the equation. What we will do? We will multiply and divide this equation by dv, so that what is dv by dt? dv by dt is acceleration. Okay. What I will do here, this dv I will bring it here. Okay. v dv is equal to okay, this is a, dv by dt is a, okay, a into dx. Now, I got one equation for acceleration. So, I can write an equation for acceleration something like this: acceleration is equal to, write it here, acceleration is equal to v into dv by dx, v into dv by dx. This is one important equation. We know that acceleration is equal to dv by dt. What does it mean? If velocity is a function of time, then if you differentiate velocity with respect to time, you get acceleration. This equation is little special. What is that? If velocity is a function of distance, then you can't differentiate velocity with respect to time to get acceleration. If velocity is a function of distance, then acceleration is velocity into differentiation of velocity with respect to distance. Now, here what I will do, I got v into dv. So, if I integrate v with respect to v, I will get v square. So, what I will do, integrating on both sides, integrating on both sides, integration of v with respect to v is equal to integration of a with respect to x. Velocity changes from u to v. Initial velocity is u, final velocity is v. Initial position is 0, final position is x. Integration of v with respect to v is v square by 2 between the limits u and v is equal to, a is constant, it can be kept outside, a into integration of dx. Integration of dx is x between the limits 0 and x. So, this 2 I will keep outside, because since it is constant, I do not have to apply limits there. Half into, in the place of v, you substitute v here, v square upper limit minus, substitute the lower limit, u square is equal to a into x minus 0. X minus 0 is x only. Okay, now, what happens? This 2 I can throw it to RHS. Okay, what happens? V square minus u square equal to 2ax, or v square is equal to u square plus 2ax. Now, we derived equations of motion using calculus method, which is very important. You might have observed in NCERT textbook, at the end of motion in a straight line chapter, some important equations of calculus are given. Why they have given is, you need to learn this, even though it is difficult, even though the calculus part comes in second PU mathematics, we need to learn it. Otherwise, we can't solve JEE problems of motion in a straight line chapter, wherein most of the problems involve calculus.